So I joined Whole Foods in 2006. So it's almost 20 years ago.
I know, it's crazy. That time flies by.
It's like, it's really wild. And that, I was into healthy living and stuff. But I would say Whole Foods really taught me about where food comes from.
Welcome to Beyond the Board, where we break bread with some of the most interesting industry leaders. I'm Jason Beekle, and honored to host in-depth conversations with some of the most innovative, impactful leaders in the food industry. Today, we welcome Stephanie Garcia Turner, founder of Tuyyo, a company redefining the beverage mix space with its authentic powdered agua fresca drink mixes, with a focus on sustainability, ethical sourcing, and bringing Latin American traditions to a broader audience. Tuyyo is making waves within the industry. It's great to have you with us today, Stephanie. Tell me what we're going to be sampling.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's great to be here. So I have instant agua fresca. And if you are not familiar with agua fresca, it's a traditional Mexican drink made with fruit, sugar, water, mix it all up. And this is essentially a way to have that in a natural form and, ready in less than 30 seconds. So today we have pineapple, strawberry, mango, and horchata, which is the newest flavor. Oh. So if you want, we can just do a quick little tasting.
Yes.
Go down the line.
Let's do that. Which is your favorite flavor? I know it's always hard to ask this question of founders, especially.
Yeah.
I'm told products are like children. It's hard to pick a favorite.
Absolutely. It totally is. My favorites kind of vary through the year, to be honest with you. And also if I like to mix things with them.
Ooh, okay.
So
good.
Some, I tend to like to mix with some other things.
Well, one of the things I love to hear about is team member journeys and growth. Yours is an incredible example. In 2006, you started as an associate store team leader in our Florida region, and then you were later promoted to a local forager. In that role, you supported local and emerging suppliers, launching over 500 products in stores at Whole Foods Market. Basically, now you've built your own brand as well, which is pretty amazing. Can you sort of talk through sort of that process of the experiences you had at Whole Foods, which led you into this space? And we're so proud to have you as part of our LEAP program within Whole Foods Market as well.
So I joined Whole Foods in 2006. So it's almost 20 years ago.
I know, it's crazy. That time flies by.
It's it's really wild. And that, I was into healthy living and stuff. But I would say Whole Foods really taught me about where food comes from. That experience of working there. It also taught me about the customers, right? Who are the customers? Why are they coming to the store? What are they shopping for? What is it that they're trying to have that's better in their life that they can find at Whole Foods? And so, working at that company, it really became ingrained in me, my belief that everybody needs to know where their food comes from. Everybody needs to know the hands that pick it, the hands that stock it, the hands that prepare it. And I think Whole Foods really does a phenomenal job of making sure that there's a line of transparency. And so through that learning and through the process of being the forager and being able to meet the makers, it really subtly ignited this spark of okay, cool, maybe there's something there. And when I left to get more experience on the supplier side because I knew I wanted to do something bigger. And all of that just culminated in this. And I'm just so excited about it.
Wow, that's so amazing. What was the inspiration behind these products in particular?
Yeah, so I'm Mexican-American, first generation. And, growing up as somebody who has a really strong tie to their cultural roots, but is also American, I remember having that, I won't say the brand name, but that bright red, drink that would be in your refrigerator when you were a kid. And it was delicious, not great for you, and something I wouldn't have today. But I also remember my grandma making her agua fresca, and to me it was just normal. She would just, have the fruit and it would just make it fresh. And kind of fast forward, when I was thinking about bringing something to market, I wanted something that would represent myself as a Latina, but I didn't want to do something that was repetitive, another salsa or something like that. Everybody has their own favorite salsa, by the way. And I kind of thought, well, there is no natural powdered beverage drink. It kind of just doesn't really exist right now. And I thought, well, if agua fresca is fruit, sugar, water, I wonder if there's a way to do like dried fruit and be able to kind of use like a really good, sugar in it, which in my case, I use organic agave. And then you can add the water. And with it being powder, it's more, environmentally friendly. Water is everywhere. We don't need to be shipping cans of water around. I know we do, and that is kind of the world we live in. But if I could make, something a little easier for a parent or somebody who's more mindful about their carbon footprint, that would be awesome. So it's something like I wanted to have, and I thought other people would as well.
And so easy to make.
And it's so easy to make.
At the same time. Well, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I mentioned just a bit ago, that you're part of our local and emerging accelerator program, or our LEAP program at Whole Foods Market. How has that opportunity helped you grow the brand, and sort of what's next for Tuyyo?
Yeah. First of all, it was wild to be selected. After, the 10 of us got selected, the 10 brands, we were told we were selected out of 1,600 applicants. And that is just insane. So for one, I feel, very, very fortunate that I was even like given that opportunity. The whole program itself is really wonderful because it was able to, first of all, kind of show like how Whole Foods Market works and really like what to do to be prepared to be the most successful that we can be, as we launch or get ready to launch within the market. And the other is like I got to learn and be really comfortable with the team members at Whole Foods and the people that ran the program and the guests that they brought in. And it just, everybody, like even my cohort members, like we have a WhatsApp group that we are still using.
That's cool.
Yeah. And we are like, share things. And like if somebody learns something from their forager, and they share it with the group. And yeah, it's just been kind of like a family. And the foragers, come up and like give us a hug or say hi whenever they see us at shows and stuff. And it's really, really amazing.
Oh, that's cool. Did you have any insider tips as a former Whole Foods Market team member and local forager for kind of members of your cohort?
What I told them was like, one of the things for me that I loved to do or to know was the story. So I was like, just tell your story, be yourself, tell your story, why you started it, the inspiration. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like, you're betting on the horse kind of deal. And I think that it's just so important for that authenticity to come out. So that's kind of what I shared with them.
When you visit stores, I'm guessing you oftentimes connect with team members and get feedback on the product and stuff. Like how do you sort of make that connection, and sort of what do you get from those experiences as well for you?
Yeah, it's like, you don't want to be a creep in the store. Be like, hey, like, who are you? My name is whatever, so-and-so. Like, have you tried this? But I think what's really cool is like a lot of the team members at Whole Foods are like the target demographic as well, for the product. And so getting that feedback is really instrumental. So learning like what their favorite flavors are, learning about if there's any problems with the products, like, stocking it or something, whatever kind of makes their job easier. I always try to keep that in mind, especially from my days of working, in a grocery store. It's hard, it's hard work. And I think like there's a lot of respect that we need to give to the employees there. So, but I love getting their feedback first and foremost.
Yeah, and I think for us, our team members love connecting with our suppliers, and having that personal connection allows them, they get to hear your story, and then they get to talk to our customers about it as well. And so I oftentimes find that deep connection is really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Recently, the FDA banned red dye number 3, which was a huge moment for Whole Foods Market because we've never allowed that product in our store since we opened our first store in 1980. Your drinks don't rely on dyes and artificial flavors. What makes it taste so great?
So use real fruit powder. Thank you. Use real fruit powders instead of artificial dyes. I agree. Like I think it's a long time coming for the FDA to have made that call. I'm so proud that Whole Foods has this banned ingredient list that has set the precedent, from early days. And now it's going to kind of just be more and more popular, and people are going to learn more about it. Another thing, I think that Whole Foods does well is just they start momentum and then they capitalize on it, right? And I think as people learn about what's going on in the food business, they can trust in Whole Foods to be able to like be there for them. But for my products, I mean, it wasn't even a question. Like I wouldn't use dyes at all. So I use the real fruit for it. So like the strawberries, beet juice powder, The mango's beta carotene, the pineapple's turmeric, horchata doesn't need anything. Yeah, and just try to keep it as natural as possible.
Yeah, well, I know folks today are just listening, but the products like look and taste beautiful without any of the artificial ingredients or flavors.
Thanks.
Stephanie, your mission is to support small farmers and ethically sourced ingredients. I heard you discuss about your agave earlier, you mentioned, and ultimately the suppliers that you work with in that space. What's some of the ways that you help support a positive ripple effect? And how do you look at sort of your sourcing processes as you engage with suppliers?
Yeah, I ask a lot of questions. I also, have built a good community and network in this industry through the years, which, I'm very thankful for. And so actually my agave supplier, I learned about them through a friend who's a food scientist who kind of got me going on my initial formulations and stuff and kind of helped me out. And, when I actually met them at an ingredient show, I got to talk to them, meet them, just really find out like where their farms are and what they do. And such a phenomenal operation that they have. It's a cooperative of agave farmers. They have like a biomass boiler on their premises that saves them 70% energy costs. And then the ashes that remain after they like burn the product down gets composted back into the land. Then they have like water reclamation practices. I mean, it's just like super awesome. Like the fruit powders are all like sustainable and traceable to the farm and to the source. And as I get bigger, like my big goal is really to be able to be like a single source, like be able to say, I want my fruit from that farm and buy it from them and, go through the process of getting it into my drink. So yeah, like, kind of that vertical business building is what my goal is. For myself, I don't want to be in business if I can't make a positive change in the world through it.
Yeah, well, that's outstanding, and I appreciate you sharing that story. I love that you bring your mission to sustainability to create a celebrated product line in supporting your heritage in the community. Can you share a little bit more about the work that you're doing to help support the Latino nonprofits across the United States?
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. And also, if you have any recommendations, I'm sure you meet a lot of people in your day-to-day of nonprofits to support. I'm all ears. I really look for like Latino nonprofits that are doing stuff within their community, like very, very, really grassrootsy. So I know that there's big companies and organizations out there to support. For example, one of the ones I supported is Latino Outdoors. And what they do is advocate and take, people out literally into the outdoors, camping trips, hiking trips. They have chapters across the United States. Like I donated product to them to do a camping trip with teenage high school students in San Antonio
Wow.
last year. And they loved it. Like they, had no product left over. They were like, the kids loved all of the stuff. And I mean, it's just really cool. Like they want people to get connected with nature. So organizations like that. And I find them through like, kind of like crowdsourcing. So I posted something on my socials and was like, if you guys have recommendations, and I got like dozens of recommendations of organizations to, vet and support. And actually, in the end of April, I'm supporting the Latina Youth Leadership Conference, and it'll be at UCLA, and it'll be 300 to 400 Latinas, like college students, just coming together. Yeah, they'll be drinking agua fresca for their luncheon.
Let's move on to our lightning round of questions. This should be fun. Are you ready, Stephanie?
Yeah, let's do it.
Besides Tuyyo, what is one item that you must always have in hand in your kitchen?
Well, I actually mentioned it earlier just because this is the first one that comes to mind, salsa.
Yeah.
So I make my own. I do a nice little trio of habanero, jalapeno, and serrano. And then Roma tomatoes. Romas are the best, I think, to use. But, I mean, you always have to have a jarred one, too, right? And there's a brand that you guys carry that I love, and I've met the founders of, too, and they're awesome. Ya Oaxaca.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're super cool folks out of Oaxaca, and, yeah, their stuff is really good.
That's great. Great recommendation. What is your number one red flag ingredient that will make you toss away a product?
Dyes.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
I can totally
simple.
see that. What is your favorite food that takes your memory back to childhood?
A bean and cheese tortilla, like taco, and a flour tortilla.
Ooh.
So flour tortillas are really popular in Texas, of course, but they're more a northern Mexico thing. You don't really find flour in, anywhere kind of south of there. So it just, that totally brings me back to childhood. That's like when I would go to my grandma's, she'd be like, bean and cheese taco. It would always be on the flour tortilla. So simple, but like that's what brings me back.
Sounds delicious.
hmm
Favorite day of the week?
That's really tough. I mean, I guess I have to say Fridays.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The weekend is here.
Yeah.
What is the city you'd love to retire to when you retire?
I've always loved Spain. I would love to be somewhere on like that southern coast, maybe like Valencia or something, which I haven't even visited yet, but I just feel like a draw to there.
Yep. Yeah. Love Spain myself.
Yeah.
What's a daily habit that keeps you grounded?
So I have recently gotten back into reading like very consistently, a variety of stuff, fiction, nonfiction, but I've been trying to carve out like 30 minutes kind of around my lunchtime and then 30 minutes when I'm done with work. It just like shuts off my brain from work, gets me thinking about something else, something that's kind of enjoyable. Yeah, I've really enjoyed my time reading. Yeah.
That's great. And for me, it's before bed.
Yeah.
Stuff,
Yeah.
wind your mind down.
Mm-hmm.
And what's next for Tuyyo?
Launch with Whole Foods, which I'm very excited about. More flavors. So I'm working on a hibiscus next, a Jamaica, which is another really popular agua fresca.
Ooh.
And I'm super, super excited about that. And I'm actually working with the forager on that flavor, and we'll come up with something really good for that. I'm looking at like different packaging variations. So single serves, single serve stick packs. People can take them on their hikes and things, and it's a little bit more easier and convenient to have in those one use pieces. Yeah, and then maybe even food service.
wow.
You guys could be selling your aguas frescas in the deli.
Yeah, there you go. The beverage with your hot bar and salad bar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, and I'm excited for them all.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time with us today, Stephanie, and sharing the Tuyyo with our listeners. I've enjoyed going beyond the board in our conversations and appreciate your dedication to the future of food. Through Tuyyo, Stephanie Garcia Turner is proving that sustainable and natural food can create a positive ripple effect for our communities. Her mission to create high-quality, convenient, and culturally authentic beverage mixes is making an impact, and it's exciting to see where the brand goes next. Thank you for tuning into Beyond the Board, where we highlight the people and products shaping the future of food. Until next time, let's continue supporting brands like Tuyyo that bring innovation and authenticity to our tables.